It ain't as complicated as that.
It's what?
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me, and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243.
Yep.
205-964-5243. You know.
Good afternoon and welcome to February 8th. Real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling. Real estate where your cash or credit does not matter. It's a low barrier to entry, low risk, high reward opportunity like you've never seen before. So we're here to answer your questions. Make sure that you share and like this. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, select the little bell, tap all so you are alerted whenever we upload new videos and when we go live, like now. If you want to join the live stream, you'll text the word Gator. I get my card here. Text the word Gator to the number and just follow the instructions on the reply text message that you receive back, and you can join the live stream and get your questions answered. While we're waiting for individuals you guys to load up, cover a couple of things here. If you want to partner with me, text the numbers 5050 to this number. We could partner on houses. What else we got? Let me see. If you need when you're driving for dollars to figure out who owns that vacant house, text D4D, driving for dollars. That'll get you going on that. And we'll just do one more, then we'll come back to some of these. What else we got? Oh, units. A lot of times it's hard to wholesale real estate in small rural areas, but if you're aware of an opportunity on some apartments in self-storage, that's an opportunity we can get down on. So just follow the instructions in this particular video. So we're here to try to add some value to your world, help you pay some bills and maybe a little more. So if you're joining us from TikTok, Instagram, welcome. And the other platforms also. What we got?
All right. On TikTok, they're saying, "What's up, Footman?" The first question came from, let's see, this says just a random 113. He said, "Where do you normally virtual wholesale at?"
Well, we take stuff from everywhere. So anywhere we can get it of any decent sized city. So that's what that 50-50 option is for. This video will explain, the process and how we like to get down. So, and partner with you.
All right, this one came from Instagram from Barcliff Tracy. He said, "If I go buy a house from the city that boy owes taxes, can I get a loan or a grant to fix it up? If I go buy a house from the city that owes taxes, can I get a loan or a grant to fix it up?"
If you go buy a house, or assume you have the money to purchase it, can you get a grant or a loan? Now, once you purchase it, as far as a loan, there may be some funding out there depending on your credit situation. Most of the time, they're going to want some earnest money. I mean, not earnest money, but a down payment. They're going to want some skin in the game, as they say. So yeah, it's possible. I don't know about the grant part of it. That's not really my lane. That's not my space, as they say, or whatever. So I can't really answer a question about that today.
That's not your ministry. That's what they be saying.
My ministry.
Your ministry.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, this one came from YouTube. They said, "Let's get it." Say Ty, I'm trying to do no less than 4,200 properties this month. You think you could help? Do you think you could help?
4,200 properties?
Okay.
I can't help you. I don't know anyone that can. That's like, why I mean this? Cause no, I can't help you, man. That's 4,200. You mean like 4? Cost 4,200? Or do you mean $4,200? Or you mean actually 4,200 properties? What is the math on that? 30?
Dream big.
Divided by 30?
Yeah. What is
How
that?
many a day?
Shit, what is it? Like 40, like, what is it? Like 40 a day?
Dream big.
It's not, it's almost 40.
The sky is the limit.
No, it's more than that. That's more than that. I'm sorry. What am I thinking? That's like 130 a day.
40 properties.
Yeah, that's why I missed the one. I missed the one. Yeah.
To this day.
God.
Sheesh.
That's a good one. That's a good question,
Most people do
Drillio.
good, but
Drillana.
they do 140 in a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, man. You talking about doing that every day?
Mm-hmm.
For every day.
Yeah.
I can't help but laugh at that one, my man. Huh? Maybe we ain't understanding your question.
All right. This one says, I saw an ad on YouTube that you do a one-on-one first deal mentoring. How do I sign up?
It was an ad or a video. Because we do offer that. It's a paid option. If you'll just text me, I'll send you over the current pricing for it. So.
All right. This says, this came from Erica on YouTube. She said, "Good evening, everyone. Ty, just want to tell you thanks for letting God use you to bless others. You the man."
Ooh. What's up, Eric? Thank you very much.
All right. This one came from Random Guy on YouTube. He said, "Hello. Do you happen to know about Indiana?"
It's there for you to take it. They can rename it after you, Random.
All right. Malcolm Jamal said, "Hey, flipping ladies."
Oh, that's my man from the yeah, that's my man from that's my man from Mobile. I did the interview with the other day. Made $15,000, found a house driving for $10 earnest money deposit. If you want to see that video
Okay.
on how he made that happen, just text to it. Still should be up. Text the word "dough" to see that video. Where again, he found the house driving for dollars. It was for sale by owner. $10 earnest money deposit. Closed it in 11 days. 15,000 big ones.
All right.
What's the ROI on that? $10. Your return is 15,000. What's the ROI? I know what it is. Let's see what our client got over there.
A whole lot.
What's the percentage on that?
Very big.
Made 15,000.
From $10.
$10. 11 days. Go ahead. No,
Doing
go
a
ahead.
little math.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
All right. Kyla said, "Hey, what about Louisiana?"
Oh, most definitely. Oh, they asking that question because
Mm-hmm.
the cost of the title of the video.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're going to get to it. Did I even say the title of the video? It's will my free contract for wholesaling houses work in your state? So that's why they keep asking the question
Mhm.
there. So, but I'm gonna get to it.
All right. This one says, "I'm in Salt Lake City. How do I start?"
But it's 14,990,000. Not what is it? Oh, it's 149,900%. I'm thinking about $100, ain't it? That's what it would be for $100, 14,000. So $10, make 15,000. The return on investment, the ROI, that percentage is 149,990%. Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Divided by 10 times 100.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of money. I mean, that's a huge return. What, you can't, please show me something like that. Please show me something. And in 11 days.
Period. All right. They said they're in Salt Lake City. How do they start?
Oh, well, you started, what's his name? Cheek the Sneak.
Mm-hmm.
You started, my man, by educating yourself. Through this education, guess what? It's just going to magically happen for you. Oh, this is where I start. But to get a little more detail on your question, once you educate yourself, it's really just going to boil down to generating daily leads. However you're going to go about do that, which I discuss all of that and more, right here on my channel. So, but you've already started. The foundation, if you ever want to succeed in something, I got a secret for you. If you ever want to succeed in something, you know how you increase your chances of succeeding? By simply knowing what to do.
Period.
That's what that, you know what I'm saying? That's the education part of it.
All right.
I get a prize for that.
A prize
Yeah.
on your show? No.
Hey, look at throw the cash out, Mike.
Let's see. This one came from Slimify99 on TikTok. They said I've done a deal or I've got a deal, but I can't find any groups in the area. My deal is on Facebook. What do you have for advice, I guess?
They said they did what now?
So they have a deal, but they can't find any groups in the area, I guess, to market the deal on Facebook. What kind of advice can you give them?
You could put it in some of the national Facebook groups. You still may be able to find a buyer. Now, if there's no groups that exist for a particular city, what city is this? Because that's like unheard of almost. If it's of any decent sized city, there's going to be some real estate investing Facebook groups, normally multiples.
Mm-hmm.
So what city is this property in? What market is it in? You don't have to give the address, but give us an idea.
Somebody said they had on TikTok, they had just watched that video today with the 15,000 in 11 days.
Oh, boom. That's what's up on TikTok. Good. Good. The TikTokers, because we used to get it like, what is that? We don't get that as much.
Yeah, they ask real questions now.
Yeah, we don't get that as much. So we've done a good job of cultivating the TT.
He said he's in Destin, Florida.
TikTok. We got the same initials. TT and TT.
The man said he in Destin, Florida.
In Destin?
Yeah.
That's going to be, the property's in Destin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to post that in a national group. Matter of fact, you need to just send that to me. Let's see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I recommend you do. If it's in Destin,
yeah,
you just need to send it to me.
Yeah. All right. This one came from Instagram. They say, can I wholesale a home that is currently being financed?
Get this 50-50. Just take this number and say, hey, I'm the guy that got the property in Destin, Florida. We need to make that happen, man. See, somewhere in Destin, real quick, somewhere in Destin, Florida, like a tourist resort destination like that, some of the prettiest beaches in the world. Yeah, you need to hit your boy up.
He said, what's your email?
What? Yeah, just text the number. I'll send it. Trust me. I will respond. We got to finish this first. I will respond. Part of the reason why I do it, we can all win. We winning. Whatever happened to my girl?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Days long.
Oh,
She tried to do something different. You know what I'm saying? I heard on what the man's name is. What's his name with all the braids and stuff? Used to be on raps. I mean, what's his name? He got what's his name? Sway. You know his show. I heard him on his thing, and this was like I think this was like the second album after the first album did good, and she like we did going in a different direction, and it's gonna be a different sound. Don't do that. I know you want to be creative. A lot of what happens to a lot of artists is you start trying to produce it, and that ain't your role. As the man, when I was in a strip club one time, and the stripper didn't like the song that the guy was playing, and he just stopped the music because she was frowning. She would dance a little bit and look up at him and frown. He said, "You dance, I play the music." I thought
And
that
you
was
get no tip.
I thought that was hilarious. I said, you dance, I play the music. That was a long time ago when your boy, you know what I'm saying? Long time ago.
That's your story for today. You said one story a day.
That was the story? No, that wasn't no
Yes,
story.
that's one
That wasn't no
story a
story.
day.
No, that wasn't no story.
Yes.
A story got to be at least more than a minute. That was
No,
less than a
that
minute.
was more than a minute.
No.
It
No.
was.
Y'all
It
can't do
was.
me like that.
That's
Don't
one
do me like
story.
that.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Thank you.
No, that ain't no story. No.
Yes.
No, I would have held that.
Yes,
I would have held that. Oh,
that's
let's
your
go.
story. All right. All right.
Story
Instagram.
time.
Instagram asked again. Can I wholesale a home that is currently being financed?
They say, can you wholesale a home that's currently being financed?
Yes.
Yeah, you can wholesale a house that has a mortgage on it. I guess that's what they mean.
Mhm.
Or do they mean that the buyer needs financing? It's two different things. Now, assuming I mean that the property has a loan on it, yeah, that's going to be very common that you do deals like that. As long as there's enough spread there between what they owe and what the ARV is, based on the way we do it, they call that equity. Then yeah, it doesn't matter if they're willing to give up enough equity to make sense.
Okay. This one says, "What's your best advice for the newbies?"
The best advice for the newbies
Mhm.
is to educate yourself. Do what you're doing right now. You've taken the first step. I don't know if this is your first introduction to this or whatever it is, but you're doing what you need to do. This needs to be, if you're serious about it, everybody going to approach things differently. You need to eat and sleep this until you get it. The information is free, so there's really no excuse. There's literally no excuse. If this is what you say you want to do it.
Mhm. Let's see. This one says it came from Vanessa on YouTube. She said, "Hey, Flipman, I have someone that is looking for land. Are those hard to do? He wants to start farming. And what are land banks? Thank you."
Nessa. I wonder if they call her Nessa.
Probably.
Are those hard to say? She said, I want to look for land. He wants to start farming. And what are land banks? I'm not sure about the term land banks as far as what I think it is. I'm not even going to say it. So you're looking for really large tracts of land, I'm assuming. And then I guess the first thing is going to depend on where does he want to start his farm. And I'm assuming there has to be a certain type of soil, right? Or can it be cultivated into what you want it to be? Alcana, you're the green thumb around here. Huh? So I don't know enough about it. Even though I grew up in the country, people that had farms had money. We didn't have any money, so
Because
we were the ones that with my lips poked out, which what didn't take much, was out there picking peas and beans off of somebody's farm. They see what they would let you. That would be a story. So I ain't gonna go into. But if it's under a minute, it's not a story.
Okay, quickly.
Okay, so my mom, I hated peas and beans. That's why I'm eating them right now. They would let you come out and whatever you pick, you keep half of it.
Mhm.
Crop share.
That's what they call that.
Oh.
I didn't know that what it was. Hey, that's what we used to do. Oh, I used to be so mad at my mom. I didn't know what to do. But it made me the human being I am today.
Land bank, a large body of land held by a public or private organization for future development or disposal.
Okay, well,
Yes.
so give me the layman terms on that. What that mean?
Well, it's basically a community help.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't free.
Land, community help land, so we don't know.
Yeah.
All right, this one came from Queen Cecilia on YouTube. She said, "Hi, I appreciate you very much. Thanks for all you do. Can you tell me how to find out who owns properties in my county, please?"
Well, my sister and brother need to stop.
That's
Just
your
text
sister?
No, they be calling with these softballs, and so I can throw up my cards. Just text the letter D for D. I'm all like they be setups. D4D in that video will explain how do you find out who owns that house or that piece of real estate.
All right, this one came from Walter Goss. He said the asking price is $15K, the comps is 30 to 40, and he sold for $4K in 2000. Should I offer lower than $15K?
A lot around that 4K.
Yeah.
It needs to be about what he paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might have got beat. When an ARV is that low, 30 or 40 grand, you got to get them 5,000 or less in most cases. Repairs could easily get it back up to the amount that it's worth or would be worth. Yeah.
Okay. See, now that I done learned, I'll be
Oh, that didn't make sense before I said that?
No, before when you used to
Okay.
be talking about that, I used to be looking for the next comment.
Oh, okay. Okay. There you go.
Now
Oh,
it
you're
makes
technically
sense.
an expert now. You got to be.
Mhm.
You could write a book. I'll pay
I
you for
probably
it. You could be
could.
my ghostwriter,
Okay.
and I'll just sign off on it. $100.
It's gonna be the flip man as told by
Huh?
that's what they do.
That's what they do. I ain't saying never seen that.
That's
Huh?
what they do all the time. Like the autobiography of
as
Malcolm
told by-
X, as told by Alex Haley.
Well, that's Alex Haley.
Okay, well me.
Yeah, that's Alex Haley.
You want the book written?
Hey, that's Alex Haley.
Okay,
Toby.
moving on. This one came from Unrisha Pruitt. She said, "Would you describe a day in the life of a virtual wholesaler?"
Hey, another story under a minute.
Oh,
When
Lord.
Roots, Alex Haley, if you don't know who that is, Google it. But when Roots was on in the 70s, like, I was old enough where, we were watching the show when it was happening.
Mhm.
And I was terrified watching that.
Really?
But I was being forced to watch. I was only 7, 8, whatever year it was out. Just I had 1970 to that, whatever. But I was terrified. Anyway, so what you describe it? What they say?
Describe a day in the life of a virtual wholesaler.
It's all about time management.
Mhm.
Speaking to buyers, sellers, and possibly other wholesalers, real estate agents. It's all about time management and going and obviously responding to leads and a lot of follow up on previous leads. But that's just the business period, right? That's just the business period. It's just the extra layer. You're going to need more help in those other markets because you're not there.
Okay. I'm still on YouTube. Some of these questions I'm skipping because it's got to do with the topic. So I'm pretty sure you're
Yeah, we're
question
not
will be
skipping your question.
answered.
We're going to go into the topic here in just a bit.
Yeah. So this one's from Takesha Wade. She said, "Hi everyone. I'm in Illinois and I heard your concept about how to wholesale here, but I'm not totally clear on when the broker buys the website. Is it before or after closing?"
Oh, she heard the breakdown. No, you're going to buy the website once it's put on the contract. Once you all, and what's my girl name? Takesha Wade. What Keisha is talking about is in Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, they require you have either a real estate license or agent license or a broker's license. And I've given the scenario over and over again, but how you could possibly get around that legally, play within the rules. You partner with a struggling broker, real agent, and each time you all put a property on the contract, you basically fill the website whenever you all close them for your share of the deal. So her question is, when should the website go into place? As soon as you all put it on the contract, that's when you should, have the site built. You can do it in a day if you're going to do it yourself, or if you pay someone off Fiverr, you can still probably have it done in a day or so. So no big deal, as long as it's done before the closing. So.
All right, this one came from Instagram. He said, "I'm in Houston. I want to start mobile home middlemaning. How can he do that?"
So he's in Houston and he wants to start wholesaling mobile home is basically what he's saying. Then you got to start finding mobile home deals. His understanding is it can be a little different than houses if the mobile home has to be moved. And then with mobile homes, they're more like automobiles. They are a depreciating asset. Every day that you own an automobile, I don't care what you paid for, what model, what brand, whatever, they are depreciating assets. Now, some will depreciate faster than others. Same thing with mobile homes or whatever. Now, if land comes with the mobile home, then it becomes similar to wholesaling a house. because without land being included, outside of the cost of it being moved, you could easily get closed out of the deal because there's no closing required. All they need is just a bill of sale and the title to be signed by a seller and a buyer. So they can literally make the transaction happen in 3 minutes, without you or whatever. So.
All right, this one says, how do I find boots on the ground for virtual wholesaling? Do you have any advice on that?
You're doing it right now. The power of the internet, right? Social media. You're going to get into as many, the areas that you want to target. You want to get into those Facebook groups. Do some searching on LinkedIn also. You can even try to reach out to a few real estate agents in that market. You may find someone that's willing and hungry to work with you on the investor side of the game. Or just pick a market where you may have friends and family located. You could also. Now, if you're going to spend the energy and time to find deals, this is what this is for also. Part of me doing what I've done over the last 13 years in this game, I know a few people in pretty much any decent sized city or whatever. So the world could be ours together, arm in arm, with all the money. Hey, we dishing it out as we please.
All right, this one came from Instagram. Also, they said I'm in Philly, and now they want wholesalers to have a $500 license. Can I avoid this with a double closing? I have a motivated seller.
No, you need to now see in those other states, Oklahoma, what I said, Kansas, Illinois. I know how to say Illinois. They got me straight. What the S for silent, what they said?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm saying it right. And so that's just a $500 fee, right? It's just like buying a business license, which you need to do anyway. Now you say, well, I ain't got the $500, Mr. Flip Man. So I would probably, they may do like those other states, give you at least one you can do per year without a license. Now it may not can do any. If that's the situation, then you need to borrow it. You know somebody with 500, you tell them, hey, you'll give them 1,000 back once you close the deal. Yeah, especially if you got the deal in place, you say, I'm finna make this much. Well, you might not want to tell them that. You say, hey, give me 500. I'm
on a need to know basis.
Yeah. You give me 500. I'm gonna give you 1,000 back. Well, I say that. I say that if I would. Oh, let me go back. I say that I'm just going. If I go back to when I was 18, I don't know who I could have asked that have. Let me see. Yeah, I could have probably asked Thato. He probably wouldn't have did. The people that I know that had it, they probably wouldn't have done it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, so I get it, but don't let that stop you. Is my point. Stay alone. You still have to fight through it or whatever. So,
How much is the EMD from the buyer?
but they can't. That ain't going in your hand.
I know it's going to the, in escrow, but still, like if you already know you have that.
Well, but again, still, you still got to get somebody to give it to you. I agree. I'm on the same page with this. Hey, and especially you about to explain this something they probably never even heard of before.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
You jumping through some hurdles to get some 500 ain't nothing to sneeze at. Somebody just give it, even if you tell them you're gonna give them 1,000 back. So I get it, but don't let that stop you. I'm just trying to be real and transparent. I get it. Yeah, but I don't know what the I don't know what the rules are on that. Now, one of the guys, one of my students up there, he told me he wasn't tripping about that. They were still getting down. And that's what he told me. Now, this was a year ago. He said it wasn't stopping them. They were still closing deals with no license. So you might have one in the holster you can get away with, allegedly.
You didn't hear it here.
You didn't hear it here. You heard it here. What they gonna do? I'm not in Philadelphia and don't have no intention of going.
All right. This one's from Larry Baker on YouTube. They said, what if a seller asks for proof of funds?
Girl I dated in college lived in Philadelphia. Matter of fact. What's he saying?
What do you do if they ask for proof of funds?
I got y'all. All my, I can say what I want to, as long as it's under a minute. What if a seller asks for proof of funds? Okay, good question. Good question. Normally, if a seller's asking you for proof of funds, well, let me just answer it first. If they ask you for proof of funds and you don't have it, it could be a deal breaker. No different. You don't have it or don't have access to it, it could be a deal breaker. No different if they give you a price that doesn't work for you. But normally, if a seller's asking you for proof of funds, 9.87% of them out of 10 is probably not a deal. It just doesn't work that way. Motivated sellers normally don't ask for proof of funds. And how I define a motivated seller is they're giving me the price that I want. Let me back up. They're giving me the price that makes it a deal for wholesaling.
All right.
What? You're teasing like a cheetah. What?
No. All right, this one I already know what you're gonna say. It came from Instagram. They said if a property doesn't have any comps on PropStream, what's the best way to find comps, or would you take no comps as a sign that it's probably not a deal?
Well, it could be that is probably not a deal if there are no comps. But sometimes, especially if you're using PropStream or a service like that or batch leads, you may have to adjust the defaulted square footage. They normally default the square footage 20% plus or minus. Meaning you can go up 20% or down 20%. The house that you are evaluating may be a lot larger. Did you write that one down? Okay. The house that, you know what I struggle coming up with is topics. And we have them every day. We write them down.
We used to do that all the time. We would go over it.
I'm not that bright, am I?
Or you should tell them, hey, if it's something you want him to talk about every day on the live, comment on this video and say, like, what's a topic that you've been wanting him to
Like,
Maybe you should ask that question like in the middle of it. What
I'm gonna ask it now. If you have me to want a topic on something, just post it in the live. But what was the question on this one?
No comp.
Oh, about the comp. Okay. So if you're using one of those services to try to come up with an ARV to determine what the after repair value is, so you have to use comps to do that, then the house may be not the normal size. It may be 1,000 square feet, but the normal size house in that area is 2,000 square feet. Or it may be the reverse. The normal size in that house is 1,200 square feet, but the house that you're evaluating is 3,200 square feet. It's not the normal size house, so it's not going to pull any comp. So what you have to do is go adjust depending on what side of it you're on. So if it's a house where it's really small and it's a lot smaller than the houses that you're evaluating, the default feature or filter in there, you may want to increase that maybe 500 or 600 square feet, and then it'll probably pull comps. Now, if that's the situation, then you just have to make the adjustment based on the price per square foot. And how they come up with the price per square foot, you take the price that a property sold for and divide the actual square footage into that number, and that'll give you price per square foot.
All right. TikTok asks, would you buy in Las Vegas if they sent you some homes?
I would come to Las Vegas and look at it.
Mhm.
No, I'm just tripping.
Where did they send deals?
Hey, boy. Ooh, geez. Devil. Hey, but anyway, so but yeah, most definitely Las Vegas.
Where do they send the deal?
Well, just text 5050 and that video will explain.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm coming to Vegas.
This one says,
Las
hey, Ty,
Vegas.
what are your thoughts on using the word investment in your business name?
That's what you are. Wholesaling is a form of real estate investing. Don't let anyone else tell you anything different.
Mhm. Okay.
If you are making money from real estate, it is an investment. Your time has been, even if it's just your time, that's the most valuable thing that we have. In order to put a deal together, you got to invest some time if you don't have any money invested. What's more valuable than your time? Because all of it is, all of us, unless y'all got something going, I don't know, some of you all going that I don't know about, we're all limited on it, and some of us more than others. So it has to be treated as such, as very, very valuable because we don't know. So yeah, so that's fine. That mean in their business name, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what you are. And you may gravitate to another form of real estate investing, and this might not just be wholesaling. So it's going to encompass everything.
All right. This one's from Christina Williams. She said, under property type, if I see PUD, which is planned unit development, what does that mean?
On the property type, I guess I don't know. Google that for me, somebody. It's a good one. Let's learn today. Yeah. Google is your friend. It's mine. I know about y'all. What does that mean, Oxy? What does that mean?
She's going to tell us in a
Yeah,
second.
go to the next question. She'll tell us.
All right. The Beauty Boutique Salon and Barbershop asks, Professor Ty, have you heard?
Ah!
Have you heard of Speed to Lead? It's an instant motivated seller leads marketplace where you purchase your leads, or do you think it's better to do your own cold calling?
I'm not saying you couldn't possibly take down. I would have to look at look at the site. Now it'd be great if they the way it was set up is that only one person can get that lead. Oh, that would be something unique. They would be on to something. I might have to take a look at that. That would be interesting. But if it's not, then yeah, forming your own leads is in most cases going to be the better option because of the amount of control that you'll have. This stuff works really well when you're controlling the deal from the beginning. Now, there's other ways to do it on a high level, but when you're controlling it, it works really well.
Okay, so
Speaking Russian, too.
Planned unit development.
Speaking Russian, too. Do it.
The term planned unit development is used to describe a type of development and the regulatory process that permits a developer to meet overall community density and land use goals without being bound by existing zoning requirements. The purpose of it is generally to allow greater flexibility in the configuration of buildings and or uses of a site than is allowed in standard zoning ordinances.
You can stop. She's spoken Russian. Next.
too complicated.
I stopped listening.
So what was the purpose of me researching?
That was for whoever else asked that question.
All right. This one says, I found a for sale by owner here near Pinson, and I'm looking to
Wow,
do
look at that
call.
avatar.
Hmm?
Ian, you can draw like that, man? Y'all see that?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
It's cute.
Yeah, that's cool, that man. That
You
could
need
be
to get
an-
one for you with
That
the
should be
shiny
an
head.
NFT. That look like me, don't it? A baby me.
Mm-hmm. It's a baby flip.
Yeah.
Okay. He said he found a for sale by owner here near Pinson, and he's looking to do a deal to do a call in the next day or two after watching the cold calling script.
Boom.
Okay.
Oh, and then he's local here too. Okay, yeah, Ian.
Mhm.
Text me, man. Send me some of your work.
Yeah.
Text me and send me some images of some of your work.
All right. This one says, can we do deals even if the property is being sold by a property management company?
Yeah, it's possible. Property management company is similar to a brokerage, a real estate agent's brokerage, or whatever. But yeah, most definitely. As long as they want to do what you want them to do.
Okay, this one says, how do I drive for dollars with you? What do I do? You in Florida?
Gonna be difficult to drive for dollars with me. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
We really don't do that, actually. Not me personally, you know what I'm saying? My sign guy does some of it, though, but
Okay, let's see. This one says, when
Sign
cold
to
calling, do you recommend leaving a detailed message? They ain't gonna call you back.
Well, some of them will.
Some of them might,
It
but
might-
they gonna call you back and cuss you
Might
out.
not be friendly, but
Yeah.
it couldn't hurt. We normally don't, but it couldn't hurt.
People so mean.
Some are. Well, some of it, you just never know when you're catching someone. Some of it's just simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I just got home. It's gonna be under a minute.
Okay.
I could just remember. My mom didn't have nothing to sell them, but this was about in fifth grade. I think I had about 2, 3 Fs on the report card, and so
2, 3 Fs.
yeah,
You needed a 2, 3 whooping.
and I did get it. I got it. Hey, so I met mom. She was getting off work. My cousin, well, who she used to ride with, my cousin's mom, to work was dropping off. So I met her. I met her at the door with my report card. Now, keep in mind, my mom worked in a factory, and so that was some grueling work. So this little snotty old child, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just go to school and do right. I'm gonna meet her at the door with the report card, thinking, you know, I was gonna get it out the way, but I didn't know a whooping was coming behind. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, hey, the next go around for report cards, all A's and 1 B.
I bet.
Hey, you could do better.
Had to beat the
Why did I
smart
tell that
brother.
story?
Because it said, you were saying it depends on when you catch people.
Yeah, so if you'd have called her, say she would answer the phone after she got through with me, it wasn't gonna be a good conversation. She's like, hello? What? You know, it wasn't gonna be a good conversation.
Yeah.
You know, she had to work all day, come home, a child ain't doing what he's supposed to do, and then you call him.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the people that, like, remember when we cold called?
When they call you back,
Yeah.
that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Now, what you got going on in your life that you got to literally call me back to give me a piece of your mind because I called you?
Yeah. Now, they usually do that with the text. Like when we used to text
Yeah.
people, they will text you back and cuss your ass out.
Yeah.
But with the
So yeah, the text gonna be cruel.
Yeah.
That's why I got a VA doing. He don't care.
yeah,
But
it didn't bother me. But when you're doing the cold calling, a lot of times, like when you call them and you think that it's a distressed house and somebody actually stay there, they get offended.
oh yeah,
Because we didn't get that a lot. Like we'll think, oh, this an old, vacant, dirty house.
Mhm.
And somebody be like, I live there now. And be like, oh. It's very much hoarding going on.
You
over
won the
there.
beautification award, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. All right, we got some people in the.
Oh, we got some people in the gator room.
Hold on. So I'm gonna add Sin first because she was here first.
Oh.
All right, hi.
Young lady,
Hello.
hey, how's it going?
All right. I'm live. Woohoo. Nice to meet you, sir.
Same here.
So yeah, I have a question. It may sound simple, but how do you gain trust as a newbie with sellers, or you just don't tell them that you're new?
Yeah, that's a very, very, very good question. Where are you live streaming from?
North Carolina.
Where? What city?
Oh, I'm sorry, Raleigh.
Raleigh. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the way you overcome that is by what you're doing right now. What was your name again, ma'am?
It's Sanophia, but people call me Sin, short for Sanophia.
Okay, Sin. Miss Sin, the way you get over there is what you're doing right now by educating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going to know more about real estate and real estate investing than 90% or more of the people you actually talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I say you're better than them or smarter than them, but you're just more informed on them than they are. So your confidence level, now you still may be shaky because you don't know what to say, don't know what to expect, but you know what you're doing if you consume enough of, especially my content. I don't know about anyone else's. You're going to know what to do and what the expectations should be. Your expectations need to be in the right place, because the majority of the people that you speak with are not going to want to, even if they're interested in selling, the majority are not going to want to sell at a price that works for you. So just have that expectation. But the great thing about it, most won't, but enough will. That it can change your financial situation and change it quickly. So the way you gain that confidence is don't, especially when you're cold calling, don't sound like you're reading a script. You're just having a conversation, knowing the questions that you need to ask. You just should be very familiar with what you need to know. Now, if you have to role play with yourself or someone, family or friend or whatever, do it until you're comfortable with asking those basic questions. So when you're talking to someone, right, especially if you cold call them, now it's different if they call you, but if you cold call them, you open the statement is, "Hi, my name is Sin. I'm calling to speak to the owner about buying their property at 123 Main Street. Do I have the right person?" "Yeah, this is him." "Okay, great. Do you have a moment? I'd love to ask you some questions. If you're interested in selling your house." "So, yeah, I got a moment." "Okay, so you go into it. So just to verify the address, again, it's 123 Main Street," and they verify that. "The house appears to be vacant. Is it still currently vacant?" "Yeah, it's vacant." "I didn't walk around or anything. How many bedrooms does it have? Bedrooms and bath does it have?" They tell you. All right, next. Depending on the condition, sometimes you don't have to ask about the age of the roof and all that kind of stuff. You say, well, when was the last time was it lived in? You ask that or whatever. Is there any unpaid taxes or mortgage or liens that you're aware of on the property? They answer that. Then you go into, even though I know I called you and I see the condition of it, any particular reason you would be interested in selling outside of what I can see? So, you just slowly building rapport to get to the magic question. All right. So, the magic question is, okay, great. Paying all cash and closing quickly. What's the least amount you'll accept for it? As is. Wait on the response. Regardless of what they say, whether it's a price that works for you or it doesn't, your follow-up is that the best you can do? And wait on the response again. All right, you go from there. So if it's a number that works for you, then boom, say, wow, say, how can I access the property? Do I need to meet you out there? And if so, when could we meet you out there? So you schedule that. Sometimes they'll say, well, the door is actually open, or the back door is open, or something like that. And say, okay, well, I'll let you know when I'm going out there to take a look at it, and then I'll follow back up with you and we can proceed further. Boom. Now, of course, that normally you can have that conversation the way I'm having it if they're interested in selling and want to continue the conversation. But basically, I got out the number of bedrooms and baths. Is there any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens? Why are they selling? And then ask the price. Now, there's some more questions you can ask, but depending on the property, some of those questions you don't have to ask. If it's a really in bad condition, it's going to need basically everything. You don't need to know about how is it heated and cooled, how old is that unit, the age of the roof, or any of that information. Because it's in that condition. But if it's not, then you'll need to ask those additional questions if they'll let you. Now, sometimes only thing if it's me having a conversation with them, the only thing I'll probably want to know is the bedrooms and bath and why they want to sell. Everything else will come out later. Normally, I'm just going to keep it condensed like that. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying, depending on the property, I just may want to know a couple of things and get straight to the price or whatever. Well, why they want to sell and then get straight to the price.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So after you do all that, you go see it, y'all agree on the price, then is that when you drop the contract?
Yeah. Now sometimes what you'll do is if they give you a price and it works for you, like it's going to be really likely that it's work where you say, well, great, that price works for us. I still would need to see it. But, because we like to try to move forward and make things happen as quick as possible to get things in motion could I have your email address and I can send you over a purchase and sales agreement? And you don't have to sign it now. At least you'll have it once I take a look at it. Then
Right.
we can go from there. Or if you're comfortable with signing, go ahead and sign it. But make it very simple for you. We're going to send it to you by DocuSign, and you just once you review it or have anyone to review it with you, and you just sign it or whatever. But yeah, you can go ahead and get that in motion if you want.
And then after that, is that when you look for a buyer?
Once they sign it, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm getting
Well,
this.
let me say this. They may sign it as soon as you send it over. You still probably need to go out and view and validate what you saw. Well, let me put it, if you haven't seen it, then you need to go out and validate that the price that you agreed upon will work based on the condition.
Is there a certain period of time from them signing, the seller signing that document, that you have to find a buyer? How do you work that out?
Well, in my contract, I have a due diligence paragraph there. And normally even if I only do a contract for 30 days or so, I'm normally going to put 21 days due diligence. In most cases, they don't even trip about it in most cases. And so I really have the entire contract to cancel it almost at least 21 days of it, which is normally going to be at least over half or right at it. Sometimes I'll do a contract for 40 days, I mean. So I'm normally going to input 21 days in that particular field.
Can you extend
that's the time frame that you're trying to find a buyer without losing the earnest and the money deposit, no matter what the amount is, whether it's $10, $100, $500, or whatever the number is.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna let you go because I know I'm taking up a lot of time. I got one more.
You ask some really good questions. You're showing them what they should be doing. I try to encourage them. If you got questions, you can get multiple questions answered by doing what you're doing. So if you got more questions, this is your free training for today, Miss Cyn.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been I purchased your package and I've been watching your videos for the last couple of days. There you go. And here's my husband. He's also interested. We on live with Mr. Flip Man right here.
How's it going, sir?
Man, my husband Tracy.
How you doing?
But I was going to ask you this. I probably shouldn't ask you this live. I'll send it in the chat. It's about my email. I think some kind of cookies going on with it because it's .co, and you might think it's .com.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not getting something that I'm supposed to get from you. So, but anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm excited, and I'm definitely trying to learn all I can.
No problem at all. Just text me on the number with that issue you have with your email. We'll get you straightened out.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all. Great to meet you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we got one more person, Andrew. I'm about to add him now. Hello.
What's happening, Andrew?
How we doing?
Oh, I'm super tight, man. What about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Trying to get this on the go. I don't know how here. A few questions for you, honestly. So, as far as wholesaling, my biggest concern here is, so I'm in Missouri, small town in Missouri. But so when I'm trying to comp, houses in the same subdivision or just in general, Missouri does not disclose the sale price. So whenever you're trying to comp that, how would you go about it if you can't find any information on what it last sold for?
What you using? Zillow, PropStream, Batch Leads? What are you using?
Zillow. I did sign up for PropStream, but whenever I'm in the trial period right now, so I'll have to do the actual full membership. But it says that it no longer has the MLS listings or whatnot, and they're trying to work through that currently. But then just Realtor.com or Truly, any of them. I mean, I've contacted the courthouse, and they don't have that information unless the buyer discloses it to them, and usually they don't do that. So I just didn't know what the best route was for, finding the ARV if you can't really find comps necessarily.
Okay. Now, what Prop does, they do an estimation, and a lot of times it's based on, I think the loan amount is recorded, right?
Okay.
And so they'll have enough of that data to come up with what they call an estimation of enough property. Now, if you're in a small town, define small? What's the population of that city you're talking about?
12,000.
Yeah, that's small. Okay, so so it's going to be hard to put data in that one with or without MLS. It's going to be hard to put data. What's the nearest largest city to you?
I'm about an hour outside of St. Louis.
Okay, that's close enough where you'll start to feed into what probably about 30 minutes in, you're really in suburban St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's close enough for that really to needs to be your market, that St. Louis market. It's just really nothing to think about. Going from 12,000 to a couple of million, metro. Yeah, you got to target that St. Louis area. That's more than close enough for you to do it, for that to be your market. So now you're going to be able to pull the data. I think Batch still has pretty good the way their comps is set up. That may be an option for you also, but I know it a prop will pull that data the way I explained it in that St. Louis market.
Okay. And then with that too, so once I put a house under contract, whenever you're marketing that, how do you market that so that you're not getting yourself in trouble? Because I know it's like a legal gray area, wholesaling.
Well, yeah, you're just going to market the opportunity to contract, not per se the house itself, even though you're going to have the details of the house. And
can you post photos of the house with that? Is that
okay
to put? Is it okay to post the photos with the? If you were to list assignment of contract,
you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. So, but how you market it, you just a number of ways. All right. You just automatically Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, just because the eyeballs are there. Craigslist, the eyeballs are there. Eyeballs are there also. You can also you want to reach out to other wholesalers and / investors by simply just doing a Google search, whatever the name of the city is, Sell My House Fast St. Louis, or whatever the city is. And those first 2 or 3 pages of results are going to be real players in your market generally. Some of them may be national brands or whatever, but you should be able to pick out the ones that are local versus the national brands. All right. And so this video, here it is. This video here will show you how to work with real estate agents to find flippers in particular parts of your market, the market that you're targeting. Now, those are going to be premium buyers in the sense that you know what they're doing, because a lot of times, in the sense that agents, if they're going to work with you on that, the ones that get it, normally the price that you're asking, you're going to ask numbers, if you just use my calculator, that's going to make the deal work for that investor. Then agents generally would try to get them to pay what you're asking because of one reason and one reason only. That's more money for them because they paid on a percentage, right?
Okay.
So you definitely want to use that as an option. We buy houses signs, you want to reach out to those guys. You also want to put out your own signs that says, the house for sale, whatever the price is, cash, and the phone number, call or text. You definitely want to put out, maybe 10 to 20 signs in the area where the house is located. So using all those methods, you shouldn't have a problem moving a property. That's a great deal.
Okay. And then I did have one more question. As far as are there any things that, like, when you're looking at a house, it's really dilapidated, say?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you see ever that you just won't touch a house because of it?
Well, it's more about when you start to look at a house that just really needs a lot of repairs. That for the more repairs it needs, the more it eats into equity, right?
Right.
So now it's just going to be based on what is the ARV, right? So if you're in a $60,000, $70,000 neighborhood, and I know in some markets that doesn't exist, but where you are, it does. Then the repairs could be that much. You see what I'm saying? So those are easy. Now, if you're in a $300,000 or $400,000 neighborhood and the repairs may be as extensive as $100K, and and there's no liens or anything, or there's still a lot of equity there, then it's still a doable number.
Still worth
no matter, I ain't gonna say no matter the condition, because sometimes stuff has to just be demoed or whatever. Yeah. But if it's $100K in repairs, then you still can get it for, I don't know, $75,000, then that's still probably a deal. You know,
Okay.
a buyer would be all in, paying you, even if they paid you 20 grand, they'd be all in $195,000. There's still another $105,000 of equity there for them to capture. You know, not all of them because they have closing costs and the realtor fees and all that stuff, but that's still a nice payday for them. So you know, it just boils down to the numbers.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I think, I'll keep watching these live streams, and when I think of more, I'll be popping back in, I'm sure. But I appreciate the feedback.
Man, this is your free training course. I'm trying to get them to get it. This is your free training course right here. That we go live.
No, I did your course.
Yeah. If you go into the Gator room, you get your own, you ask multiple questions.
That's right. Hey, well, I appreciate your time, Ty.
No problem at all, man. Great to meet you. All right, so we'll get into the TOPICE. Oh, TOPIC. I'm sorry. Topic. All right, so
The topic came.
will my free, what a word that contract? I didn't put that up. Free. Will my free contract, and text to work contract, you can get access to it, and instructions on how to fill it out for sellers and buyers and how to get it signed electronically. But will my free contract work in your state? Will my free contract for wholesaling houses work in your state? And the answer is yes. We can go on to the next one. That's it.
No stipulations.
No stipulations, but in reality, just to explain it more, there's not going to be a contract that's specific for your state, right? A contract between you and just the actual person that owns the house can literally be written up, handwritten, on their kitchen table, on the hood of your car. A date, an address, seller's name, buyer's name, property sold as is, a price, earnest money deposit, a closing date. That could sign it. That could literally be a contract. Now you can get more detailed, who's paying closing costs and all that stuff need to be detailed out, but that could literally be a contract. Now, if you're going to involve a real estate agent, that ain't gonna work for them. My contract is not going to work for them. They're going to use the approved purchase and sales agreement by that board of realtors for that state or market. So that's another reason why dealing with agents, especially if you're new in this game, shouldn't be something you're seeking out, right? So the contract, I've been giving it away since 2008. I've been using it personally since 2003. Found it somewhere on the internet, made a couple adjustments over the years, and been rolling with it. I don't know who contract I'm using, but I'm claiming it as mine now. I've been getting out thousands of times. And people have used it all over the country, still using it, all states. So to answer your question, is yours also. As to access that contract for free, and I mean free, text the word contract along with an instructional video, and the world is yours. The paperwork is not an issue. If paperwork is holding you up, you don't have a problem. If that's the issue, you don't have an issue. But I give it away. And it surprises me. Well, so a good indicator someone has not watched a lot of my information is when they say, where do I get the contract? I already know you may have only watched one of my videos.
They probably do.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you can ask me and I'll know, oh, you really hadn't taken advantage of all this free game.
There it is.
That's all I got to say about that.
There it is. All right. Someone from Instagram asked, what if a realtor is trying to sell me a house?
That's common. Nothing special about that. Nothing special about that.
All right.
Maybe I need to answer that in more detail. That's what they do. If they're in the business of buying and selling real estate, representing buyers and sellers. They get paid only when a transaction happens. The problem with dealing with agents in that situation, they're probably in la la land about the price that you need and what they're trying to sell it for. In most cases, well, not in most, in all cases, you and the realtor are at a negative deficit, because the more they make for, the more they sell a house for, the more their commission is, the bigger their commission check is. The cheaper you get a house for, the more your assignment fee is. So you're all at an automatic resistance. You're just bumping heads from the beginning. Now, this word they use is called negotiations, where everyone can win if you can get them to understand that. Problem is, it's difficult to get them to even have that conversation in a lot of cases. But don't let me discourage you. Get out there and see for yourself. And not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying for newbies, you have to know how to play that game with agents. So it can be a little frustrating, but all of this can be frustrating, but it's worth it. Ooh.
All right. This one says, "Hey, Coach Ty.
What's up?
What if the seller is behind?"
Coach. My name is Coach.
Oh God. Hey, Coach Ty. Coach. What if the seller is behind on their mortgage and have a serious lien? Who is required to pay it? And is it worth moving forward on the deal? When should you walk away from the deal?
It depends on the numbers.
Yep.
What's the ARV? Now, if they have a mortgage and a lien, the house is worth $500,000, but the mortgage and the liens only come up to $225,000, and they're willing to sell it to you for, we'll say $300,000, and it's in pretty good condition. Boom. They walk away from the closing table with $75,000 because they have to pay the $225,000 from that $300,000 that they owe. They walk away from the table with $75,000. You may wholesale it for $325,000, and pick up a $25,000 check. So the numbers just have to work.
This one says, "What if you're not in the city or state? How are you going to post your signs if you're a virtual wholesaler?"
Bandit signs normally is not an option for virtual wholesalers.
Unless you got a partner there. And
you got a partner
post
there and they know how to do it right.
Yeah. Let's see. I have
What
so
time
many
is it?
on. It is 5:09.
Okay, yeah. I got this thing.
Okay. How many more you want to do?
We'll roll. Let's roll.
Okay. This one, I'm start at the bottom, YouTube, and I'm sorry, but it's just so many. I don't even know where I was at. This one says, if that'd be all right. It says, if you can't market the actual house, what actually do we market and how?
A contract. I'm marketing a contract.
When they say market, are they saying like taking
Advertising.
pictures?
Advertising.
Okay.
Advertising. Yeah.
Okay. This one says, how do you build a relationship with the nursing home?
Take a bunch of soup.
Oh Lord.
What are we building?
Because a lot of those people, well, in some cases, the nursing home takes the houses, depending on the income. It depends on what type of facility it is.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they'll take the real estate to pay for, them being there or whatever. So it could go about two ways. Some of them still own it. I ain't gonna say they take it, but that's part of you coming there because you don't have the money to pay for. You don't have the money to pay them. So you may have to compensate that with real estate that you own or whatever. That's my understanding of it. So I guess technically you could be in good relationship with some of the people that actually are living there because of the age or whatever condition. And then the people that staff there, I guess the administrators or whatever, because they may have real estate they may want to liquidate or something. So how you build relationships with them, I don't know. That's a good question. I never even thought about it. You're gonna have to meet somebody of some importance to get in the door to be able to frequent. Start offering free bingo or something. I mean, well, not bingo and stuff, and have prizes. Which they may already do it, but you may sponsor some of the prizes. Sponsor what could you sponsor in a nursing home that's probably attractive to most people? What?
Prizes?
Yeah, like a prize. What?
I don't.
We don't want to be insensitive now.
I know that's why I ain't saying that.
Oh, golly, see there. Well, some of them may have a favorite restaurant. They may not be able to get out. We may have,
Yeah, you get them
that delivered to whoever the winners are. You know, you have like a $50 voucher for, you know, that you win or something. It could be something as simple as that. You know, a particular restaurant that they like or whatever. So.
Okay. This one says, how can a broker be beneficial to real estate investors?
A broker?
Mm-hmm.
For me, on the buyer side of it, they can produce actual buyers, cash buyers, resources. Finding deals, they ain't gonna get it on that side of it for the most part. Some of them may, you know, give you some pocket listing, but normally they already have a, well, I guess they have to build a relationship with somebody. Why not you? Or whatever. You need to get these deals before they hit the market for real. You know, if they can do that for you and be great deals, then yeah. But on the buyer side, you have a better chance, in my opinion.
All right, this one's from Richard Williams. He said, I got a deal with 0.65 acres of land under contract for $51K. I have a cash buyer with $55K and another one with Vanderbilt loan for $70. I'm willing to do repairs before appraisal if priced at $65K. And then basically he just asked, which one do you think he should go with?
I'm probably going with the cash buyer, you know, especially
said-
if they're a repeat buyer.
Yeah, he said, should I go with the Vanderbilt?
I'm going with the one with the cash, but even though that's less money, I'm going with that. That loan may not go through.
This one says, I'm a newbie and I have a realtor associate willing to share info to 2 cash buyers. Do I cold call them as well to see what types of properties they buy and then locate properties for them from there?
Yeah, it's networking, you know, most definitely.
All right.
Networking is free, or can be. Is that?
This one says, what's the ARV formula for Alabama?
Well, it's not an ARV formula. You know, ARV is, I guess you're just talking about the formula, and ARV is part of it. Now, they're normally still using 70%. You know, I've been told we can go up to 80% in some parts of, you know, the market or whatever. So, yeah, you can definitely go up there. Yeah, definitely Mountain Brook. But yeah, so still 70 will work.
Let's see. Does the title company have to be in the same state as the seller or a buyer? Does it even matter? How is we just answered that.
No, they don't have to be, but normally that's how it works.
Okay.
So she said, does the seller, what was that again? The
Hold
seller.
on.
She said, does the title company have to be in the same state? Oh yeah. No, normally they don't have to be, but normally that's how it works.
Okay. What's the process of getting a seller to sign the contract after we agree to a price?
Oh, get their email address. You know, watch this video right here, and it'll show you how. Watch this video right here. Text the word contract.
This one says, I found a homeowner's name and address on an appraisal district website. How do I find their contact phone number?
Okay. Well, skip tracing. If you text the word skip, that should give you information how to skip trace the number. You can use some of the free services like True People Search or White Pages out. It may give you the number for free. But what I'm talking about is only going to cost you the max 50 cents, you know, between 10 and 50 cents. Now, if you start to use this tool here, which the app version, you can skip trace for 10 cents, the app version.
All right. This one says, are you interested in anything in Florida?
Oh my God, yes. My man in Destin still got to hit me up. Yeah.
And where do they send it?
Oh, yeah. If you want a partner, 5050.
All right. This one came from Queen AW. She said, hey, Ty and team. I had a great and informative call today learning about PropStream and DigiLater. The question I needed to ask Ty is regarding HOA liens. Are they treated the same as tax liens?
No, tax lien is going to have preference over something like that, but HOA lien it's going to follow the property or whatever. So it's going to have to be addressed to be sold.
All right. If a buyer gives you your earnest money deposit, $2,500 cash, should you tell them to put it in escrow?
If you know you're not going to spend it, if you know you can control yourself from not spending it, yeah. Because if that deal falls through, you need to give them their money back. If they're within the terms of your agreement where they can get a refund or whatever. So if not, you need to get it over to a third party.
All right. This one says, hey, Flip, what's up? Thanks for everything and all the information you give us. There's a shopping lot with an abandoned Burger King / Checkers and Pizza Hut. Do you think it's worth trying to wholesale it? If so, how?
He said there's a shopping lot with abandoned Burger King, Checkers, and Pizza Hut. So the Burger King is abandoned, or the Checkers, or I'm not sure what he's saying.
Yeah, I guess all that stuff is
So the
abandoned.
entire thing is, I don't, it's sort of confusing. Yeah, it can always be wholesale if you can get a good deal on it. Just to answer the question.
Yeah. What do we do if someone wants to sell but the relative doesn't want to sign?
They want to sell, but the relative doesn't want to sign.
Mhm.
They want to sell, but the relative doesn't want to sign. What should we do if someone wants to? Oh, if so, the relative has ownership.
Probably.
You got to get all the owners on the same page. There's nothing you can do. There's no way around it. All the owners have, all the people that got say so have to be on the same page to sell a piece of real estate.
This one came from TikTok. What's the best way to attract buyers other than bandit signs if you have no website?
Oh, you don't have to have a website. It'll help, but you don't have to use bandit signs. Text messaging, cold calling, door knocking, driving for dollars, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Instagram ads, Google AdWords, YouTube pre-rolls, direct mail, wholesaling other wholesalers' properties, co-wholesaling. All the ways. Bandit signs definitely ain't the only way. Most people don't do bandit signs.
All right, this one came from Eddie from YouTube. He said, how should people really get over analysis paralysis?
Man, that's a personal thing there. It's just nothing I can say. A lot of times we have that because we're comfortable. Go out and create another bill or something. That was one of my boys.
That's gonna get you up.
That was one of my boys. He ain't struggling for no money. So I need you to go out. He said, I'm too comfortable. I need to go out to create a bill, so I can get some motivation. Or whatever. I'm just joking. But no, that's a personal thing there. A lot of times just comes from being comfortable or whatever. So that's fine as long as you're happy. At the end of the day, how much money you got or don't have, if you happy, you winning. Period. On top of that, if you got your health, you definitely winning. You can be unhappy if you got your health because you can get happy again. Sometimes that health can't be corrected.
I can figure that out.
You know what I'm saying? The happiness, you can figure that out. That may just be getting rid of a couple people. Right. So, but yeah, first is the health, and then everything else you should be able to figure it out.
All right. This is a good question. It came from James, son of Mary, on YouTube. They said, how would you go about finding a seller you suspect is in jail?
Oh, that's a good thing. Not for them, but it shouldn't be difficult to find if they in the pokey. That's normally, easy to figure out.
So then what do you do?
I would go ask a police officer. I'm trying to the flag one day, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I see him maybe eating somewhere or something. I say, hey, man, I'll just ask you a question. If I want to find out somebody in jail, what can I do? They'll tell you.
Isn't it public record?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they'll just probably tell you where you can look it up. That's just a Google search. Trust me, that if nothing else is a Google search away, that's one. Just go, how do I find out if somebody's in jail? How do I find them? That's going to be a YouTube video or something like that. Trust me.
All right, two more. Let's do, this one says, hey, Footman and staff, I got a quick question. How can I get an expired listing from a real estate agent to cold call?
Well, two, PropStream will do that. They talking about you can't access MLS. It'll do that. It'll still pull. I think it will. Let me, before I talk crazy, I'm pretty sure it will. It'll still pull that.
All right. This one came from Michelle Red. She said, is the earnest money deposit to the seller made out to the seller or to the title company?
Normally you make it out to the title company with, you know, the information on what it's for.
And so how do you give
But
it
you
to
could make it
them?
out to their name, get it, but normally you're gonna do it to the title company.
How do you give it to them?
Who, the title company?
Yeah.
You could deliver it or you can overnight it or whatever, you know, you could do it that way.
What should I do? A check?
Or
money
you can,
order?
they'll let you wire it also. They'll let you do a bank wire. Just ask for it.
Okay. All right, people.
All right, guys, we've been rolling pretty hard here. So appreciate everyone that joined us. Make sure you like and share this. Remember, you can partner with me. Today was about contracts. So you can text the word contract to get access to the same contract that I've been using since 2003 and I've been giving away since 2008. So it's literally been used all over the country. So yes, it works in your state. If you didn't get your question answered, post it in the comment section of any of my YouTube videos and I answer that on a daily basis. This will go into replay mode so you can watch it, and the best experience I think is on YouTube. So with that being said, we will see you guys on the flip side.
Bye.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-52439.
Yep.
205